wise man talk is cheap. Get that boy out of there. It's a sweep.
It's the NFL on EA Sports, where we'll see a rematch from Super Bowl 24. It's the Niners and the Broncos coming up next.
EA Sports coverage of the NFL has us at the foot of the Rockies, just west of downtown Denver at Empower Field at Mile High. Coming up, we've got what should prove to be a good one, as it'll be the San Francisco 49ers taking on the Denver Broncos. Happy to be on hand. I'm Brandon Gaudin with Charles Davis. And before we kick, partner, your keys to the game, please.
Well, my keys are on the defensive side of the ball for both teams. And the big one, making sure you avoid giving up the big play. These safeties are going to get tested all game long. Their job, keep the ball in front of them, tackle people, make them run extra plays in order to try and score.
And off we go from Denver. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32. So here are the Broncos now for their opening drive. And they will be led out by the youngster, the rookie, their QB.
I tell you what, when he's on schedule for that week, secondaries take notice because you've got to stay alert back there on every snap. A truly powerful arm, one that's capable of challenging any level of the defense on any given play. That's why so many scouts preach arm talent when preparing for the NFL draft. A quarterback with arm strength to make every throw in the book, he's an asset to have in any offense.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Throwing to start the drive. Nix, and his first look is incomplete.
That certainly appeared to be a play call where they were just trying to make second down, second and short. I think they thought the coverage was off a little bit more than it was. Nice job there pressing up on it and forcing the incompletion.
2nd and 10. To throw again. Nix. Got his man complete over the middle. That's McLaughlin. And he's corralled at the 40, but not before picking up 8. An early test, 2 plays in. This is 3rd and 2. Off play action. Nix. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. Well, they were in search of a short gain on 3rd down, and they wind up nabbing over 20 yards.
Well, one of the ways the quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field. And here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
So from inside Niner territory now, this is 1st and 10 at the 37-yard line. The pass there complete to Sutton. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. They go right back to him for 20 and a first. Well, this is what you want to see from your rookie quarterback on an opening drive, Charles. He looks cool, he looks calm, he looks collected in marching them down the field.
And, Brandon, I just think the game continues to change and evolve because we're calling these guys rookies. But, you know, they've thrown the football so much at a younger level now.
And this is caught. For the moment, it's a touchdown, but multiple flags down, so let's sort this out. So obviously they will decline the penalty there, and the result is 6 points. Will Lutz on for the point after. And he's got it. 7-0 Broncos. The drive summary that time, 5 plays. And it culminates in a touchdown by the Broncos. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off.
From his end zone, here's Trent Taylor.
Well, now how about this return?
Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32.
So here are the Niners now to get their first drive. And they will be led out by their second-year quarterback.
And you'd think as a young QB there'd be some nerves leading an offense out to start a game, but haven't seen any sign of them right now. And speaking with him earlier this week, sensed that the pressure wouldn't get to him. He feels comfortable being the face of this offense and shouldering the expectations on game day, even if he doesn't quite have the years of experience other quarterbacks do.
Purdy going to lead the 49ers to the line, 1st and 10.
At about the 32. They'll try and start this drive in the air. Completes it to Jennings. Call it a gain of 6 on the play, and that will bring up 2nd down. We'll see what kind of mindset they have here offensively after giving up the touchdown on the opening drive.
And based on our time with them, prior to this game, I feel like they've got a good mindset going in. In fact, the discussion we had with the coaching staff was, we may give up some points in this game, so our offense has to be ready each and every time to either equal or try and get us ahead and try and keep us ahead. This is their chance to respond to that first touchdown given up.
9 yards to pick up there, and it's a 1st down.
We always talk about having to read defenses and how complicated that is. Well, this was an excellent read. Read the pressure and got rid of the football before it even got to him for a nice game.
And when they're blitzing like that, running back usually a good spot to go with a football?
Without a doubt, because he's right in your sight line or he's near you. So you're able to just get it to him easily. And once he gets in space, that's usually a good matchup for him.
Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really.
Back to the air on 2nd down. Purdy hitting Samuel on the slant.
And they'll get to him after a gain of 7 to the 47.
Well, we know he can run the football too, but he's a good pass catcher. That's been on display here, Charles, on this opening drive.
And we certainly have seen the benefits of what he did in the offseason, which was spend more time with wide receivers, working on routes, working on cuts, in order to make himself a more complete running back and even more of a threat downfield.
And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or 2 shy of the 30. The Niners passing game in sync now. They've got another 1st down.
Plenty of things to talk about here, partner, but to me, their defense gave up a touchdown on the first drive. How about how they're responding, coming back? That's a big 3rd down pickup to keep their drive alive.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Now a man whose father won 2 rings as a Bronco. It's Christian McCaffrey. He'll be dropped at the 25 after a gain of 6.
Face mask. Defense.
So they'll get the yardage on the run and get 15 more for good measure.
Yeah, that wasn't too difficult to spot. You heard the sideline erupting, and the flags came out almost immediately.
So now factoring in the face mask, here's 1st and 10.
Again, it's Purdy to throw it.
This will be caught at about the 5. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
Well, another completion right there. And again, Charles, good time in the pocket. That offensive line on this opening drive been really solid.
They've been more than solid. They've really tamped down the pass rush and kept him safe in the pocket, able to look around, find his target, and deliver. He's got to make sure he tells their offensive line in the huddle, thanks, fellas, let's keep it going.
And he will push his way forward down to about the 3-yard line. He can muster only a yard there, and they'll be left with a 3rd and very short. They'll try and pick it up with McCaffrey. He didn't get the touchdown, but he did get the first down as he's tackled at the 1. Give him 2 on the play there. And the 49ers are set up now with a 1st and goal. A stop there on 3rd. They could have held him to 3 on this opening drive. Now they have to bow their necks on 1st and goal.
And if I'm looking at this from the offense's point of view, that's a big-time pickup right there. And I go right at him with another momentum play. I go quickly.
And this time he is in.
Christian McCaffrey
Taking it in from a yard out.
And the Niners are able to match the opening drive touchdown against them with one of their own.
That's a great response here in this first quarter. And what I like about it is how they put this drive together. The other guys scored quickly to start the game, but this was smart football to not feel like you have to go out and score quickly yourself. So they worked the ball down the field, took their time, and finished with the touchdown run.
Moody good with the extra point.
And we are tied at 7. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. So now the second drive offensively coming up for the Denver Broncos.
A long drive last time out for this offense, Charles. If you remember, they started basically in the shadows of their own end zone, marched it down the field, and a lot of that was through the passing game.
And partner, as a former defensive back, I'm having almost a physical reaction watching what's happening right now. But let's give credit where it's due, because they've done an excellent job moving the ball through the air. Secondary getting picked apart pass by pass. Obviously, they need to make some adjustments there on the back end.
And because offensively, we know that they're not going to be shy about throwing that football.
And they work this well upfield across the 45. A well-executed 22-yard gain.
Someone sharp in this game. I mean, a touchdown pass in the first drive. It comes right back, and he's flinging it around really well here.
Really nice throw there to pick up the first down. You kind of just feel a laser focus and confidence about him, and I think we saw that this week, didn't we? Talking to him and the coaches, they felt good about his performance coming up.
Yeah, I was really impressed with that last practice we saw when they went through 2-minute drill, when they went through all the different situations. Ball hardly hit the ground, and I thought, yeah, he might be locked in for this one.
2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8. Seven, our score after 1. Second quarter about to begin from Denver. It's the Broncos in possession of the football.
This is 2nd and 8.
As they've got it as we resume action. Here's a throw right side taken in by his tight end. That's good. The completion there for 7 yards. And it'll leave him with 3rd and a full yard to go.
So much goes into a successful play, doesn't it? How about that play action there? Freezing the defense just enough to bring the tight end free downfield for the completion.
This is 3rd and 1. Very likely 4-down territory even if they don't get it, though. They'll try and run for it. Here's Williams. And he will have first down yardage as he's brought down at the 41. Only 3 there on the pickup, but that's enough to move the chains.
That's a tremendous group effort there, because when you talk about offensive lines, the best ones, talk about guys that play in harmony, in sync. and getting things done, and they did that on that play.
Yeah, especially on 3rd and 1. Got to be in sync, and they were. Quick throw complete to Reynolds. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. 2nd down and a yard. The give is to McLaughlin. And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. Good yardage as he rumbles for 24 and a first.
Some big plays in the passing game on this drive. And here's one out of the running game. So the passing game loosening things up. Now there's room to roam.
Off the bootleg. Nix. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. 3 yards is the gain that time. 2nd and goal.
Well, the strategy was evident there. Get it to your tight end and make it a one-on-one play with a cornerback. Who's usually going to win that one?
The tight end, but not there.
Not in this situation. How about the corner defeating that logic and making a really nice tackle?
On the handoff, McLaughlin. And he will take it in for a Bronco touchdown. Jaleel McLaughlin, a 5-yard touchdown run. And the Broncos have taken the lead.
I know the play ends up in the end zone with one person carrying the ball, but how about that big mass of humanity that guided him to that spot?
Yeah, they got there, but I love the dive. Always a fan of the dive. Lutz will look to add the extra point. And he's got it. It's now a 14-7 ball game. So that one an 8-play drive. It spans 75 yards. And it's finished off with a 5-yard touchdown run. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. Taylor now will return it. And some good special teams coverage as they bring him down just outside of the 15. Back out there comes the 49ers offense ready for their 2nd drive. After that last score we just saw, now 14-7, so a chance to march down the field here, try to tie this football game. Here's Purdy on 1st and 10. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
When you run in the slant, timing is everything. And against that man coverage, there was no space available, and incompletion as a result.
Now it's 2nd and 10. Now Purdy. Samuel bringing him to slant. And he'll be corralled right around the 34. The catch and run, good for 18 and a 1st down.
Oh, that was a nice job there. Quarterback and receiver reading the pressure that was brought. They both knew it was going to open up the middle of the field. Nice little shake and bake at the line of scrimmage, got right into his route. And the quarterback hit him in stride, and he was able to run free after the catch.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Throwing here, Purdy. And the Broncos get there and take him down. DJ Jones coming right up the gut. Gets in there for a loss of 9. But defensively on the previous play, they gave up a pretty good chunk of yardage. But right there, they got a good portion of it right back.
And if we just flip it around from the offensive perspective, took a nice step forward. And how about a couple of leaps backwards after that play? They've got to figure out a big call coming up here to try and gain that yardage back.
A pickup of 7 there, but they'll still have 12 yards to go on third down.
We've hit the 2-minute mark in the second quarter, 14-7. A nickel set defensively for the Broncos here on third down. Purdy. They'll set up the screen to McCaffrey. And the tackle going to be made at the 41 as they stop him a few yards short of the first. Now a timeout called for by the defense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. So on fourth down, here's the Australia native Mitch Wishnowsky to punt this one away. And Marvin Mims deep for Denver. They'll send this away into the Rocky Mountain night, and it's a good one. This is taken at about the 14. It'll be a 44-yard punt. The return goes for 8. And the Broncos take over. First down and 10. Here's the Denver offense now as they get set to take over here. Well, this offense looks like they have a little extra pep in their step as they take the field here for drive number 3. Because remember, Charles, drives 1 and 2 both ended in the end zone.
Yeah, and right now they've just got to be careful not to lean into overconfidence because every drive has a life of its own. But I like the way that they've started, the way that they're going about doing things right now. They've got a chance for that 3rd consecutive touchdown, and that would be a crushing blow to the defense. They kept the receiver in the short field, but that let his quarterback get the ball quickly to him before either guy in double coverage could react.
2nd and a couple. Looking to throw. Nix.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time. After the incompletion, here now, 3rd and 2. Back to throw. Nix. That's to the sideline and pulled in. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. A 3rd down gain of 3 yards, and that'll be enough.
That's a big conversion there on 3rd down because they did not want to give the ball up here late in the half. They'd love to take the clock all the way down and score. This will definitely help the cause.
They'll look to throw again. Now a quick throw there, but it's going to be incomplete.
I tell you what, that's a veteran play from a guy in his first season in the NFL. A lot of rookies are trying to force something there. He thought better of it, and that was the right decision.
Here's 2nd and 10. Again, he'll drop to throw. And a big loss here as he's taken down. The 49ers now going to use the first of their timeouts. So as they talk it over, we step aside. Now 3rd down and very long. Now a give up the middle to Williams. And he'll take this up only to about his 18-yard line. Now San Francisco going to call their 2nd timeout. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. Fourth down, so on is the punter, Riley Dixon. That's taken at around the 40. It's a 39-yard punt, 3 on the return, and the Niners will go on offense, 1st and 10. Well, the Niners going back on offense now late in this first half. And with great starting field position and 1 timeout in their pocket, they could still come away with points here in the late going. Good starting field position for the 49ers as they have it 1st and 10 at their own 43. He'll be brought down by the Broncos. It's a sack. Baron Browning buries him for a loss of 11 from his outside linebacker spot.
Well, they've got the lead, but it's certainly not a big one. And how do you keep control of that lead? Certainly not by that last play there. They gave up a big sack on the first play of this drive. Now it's double the distance to the first down marker.
Now Purdy. The first catch of the game for George Kittle. Now the Niners going to signal for their third and final timeout as they'll stop it with 25 seconds to go here in half number 1. So here's a 3rd and 14. Back to throw, Purdy. That is caught. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. Able to convert on 3rd and 14. A terrific play call. So we have reached halftime with a touchdown. That's the difference on the scoreboard. As now we send you out to Orlando and hook back up with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report.
Okay, Brandon, back to you guys in just a moment, but welcome everyone to our Creative Village studios in the EA Sports Halftime Report.
Okay,
this
Coach,
has certainly been a fun one to watch so far. We knew this was going to be a battle, but we have not been disappointed. This is the kind of game that could wind up hinging on which side can play mistake-free football the rest of the way.
Touchdown ball game, 14-7 our scores. We get back at it on EA Sports. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. Here comes the 49ers offensive unit as they'll have it first to begin this third quarter. Charles, it'll be interesting to see what adjustments this offense made in the locker room. Haven't really been able to get anything going offensively, virtually nothing in the ground attack either. So certainly something has to change here in quarter 3.
And I'm pretty sure their friends from the defensive side of the ball told them exactly that, because those guys, the stop troops, they've been playing pretty well. They've kept them around in this game. Now they've got some time. The running game struggled in the first half. Opposition knows how to focus on defending the pass here. They've got to re-energize that ground game and maybe open things up for a comeback here in this half. Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
On second down, McCaffrey. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. 4 yards the pickup, first down.
I have to think a major focus of the halftime meetings had to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operating.
Well, what you pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain blocks.
Yeah, I would agree with that totally. They've got to focus on staying on their double teams at the first level, make sure that block's secured before they slide off and try and chip someone at the second level.
Call it a gain of a yard, and that's going to bring up second down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
On the toss, they run wide side with McCaffrey. And this may be a carbon copy as he'll again be stopped right at the line of scrimmage. Officially nothing on that one, no gain, so they're left with still 10 to go on third down. They're losing here in the third quarter, maybe trying to get the ball outside, bust a big play. Obviously didn't work there.
And while it didn't work, I really can't fault them for trying it. You and I talked to the offensive coordinator, and we knew that was a place they wanted to try and go. And sometimes you just have to stick with it, because 2-yard gains turn into 20-yard gains as the game goes along. And so many times we look at the open opening drive of the third quarter is a tone setter, and many coaches do emphasize it. And that's a strong performance there defensively to force incompletion and, more importantly, force a quick punting situation.
Here comes the 49ers punter now as he'll kick it away for the second time. And the fair catch is taken at about the 13-yard line here. So a change of possession here on the punt. And it'll be 1st and 10 Broncos from deep in their own territory. They'll start on the ground here on 1st down. And he'll take this one up over the 20 to the 21-yard line. He'll get a nice chunk there on the 1st down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
If you're in the offensive huddle, you're smiling after that play because you've certainly got them guessing now. 2nd and short, could they just hand it off for another big gain? Or did they take advantage of this spot to take a big shot downfield?
They stay on the ground this time. It's Williams. And he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line. 23 yards on the pickup there and a first.
At halftime, you have to feel like the defense had to be in a good position. They had to feel good about themselves. They'd had this guy boxed in all game long, but after that run, that might be the breakthrough that he's looking for. Now they may have some difficulty dealing with him the rest of today.
On 1st and 10, Nix. And that is incomplete. Now the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down.
As his old brain remembers, when I see 5 wide receivers on the field as a defender, I know the ball's coming out hot. They expected it and got there and popped it free.
Third quarter of a tight football game as we come up on a 2nd and 10. On the ground, here's McLaughlin.
And a good pickup there. He gets about 6 up to midfield.
This drive is turning into an extended one, and the guy carrying the ball, he's becoming more like a body blows guy. Every carry is putting some damage on the defense. So after a while, I'm not too sure how many guys are going to want to run up and tackle him.
This now a 3rd and 4.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up.
That is certainly one way to frustrate a quarterback. Run those extra defenders on the field. Dime package, lots of speed, no space to fit into football.
Here's Riley Dixon now. He'll boot it away from about his 35. This is taken at the 15. 31 yards on the punt there.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. San Francisco's offense returns to the field.
We have not seen much on offense here from either side these last few drives. We've hit a wall, so to speak.
And have hit it hard, haven't we? Because the defenses right now, they seem to be a step ahead, don't they? Beating them to the point of attack, beating them to the punch. These offensive guys, they're tinkering like crazy. What's it going to take to get back on track?
Yeah, both sides searching for adjustments.
Purdy.
He's got him in, complete. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. 39 yards there, a big one.
Despite writing it down on my notes, I never give enough credit to the offensive line, and we have to here. The protection, that's what made this play a success. Quarterback had to wait for his crossing route to develop, and that takes a little bit of extra time. Excellent job by the big fellas up front.
So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10.
Purdy will set up to throw it here.
Connects with Kittle underneath. Only able to gain a couple there, and it'll be 2nd down. He's been quiet today in the passing game, just his 2nd catch.
Yeah, and people have to come up with schemes to limit him, and what a lot of teams do, They'll double him, use a linebacker underneath, a safety over the top. Sometimes they'll just take a corner, maybe their third corner if he's a bigger guy, and put him on a man-to-man to try and limit his touches. Just keep mixing it up, give him different angles, different looks, like a good boxer does.
Throwing again on second down, but this time it's incomplete. Not sure what happened out there, but it looked like the timing was a little off on that throw.
Well, I'm a defender, so what am I going to say?
Great defense.
Darn right. They did something to disrupt that timing.
In need of a conversion on third down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense. Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete.
We're going to give out a little applause on that play. It has to go to the defense. More good work by them. They've taken away the passing lanes all game long, and you can see the frustration that it's causing because he just about threw that one into the first row.
And this one is right down Broadway. And they'll cut the lead back down to 4 now at 14-10. That was perfect. From distance, he steps up, knocks it right down Main Street.
Yeah, Main Street's celebrating right now with him, aren't they? I love the mechanics of the whole thing. Snap, hold, everything was right on target, and the blocking was perfect, and he executed so well.
The lead cut to just 4 as they kick it away and turn things over to their D. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped it to 23-yard line. And Denver getting set to take the field. Obviously not the intended goal last drive. They had to punt the football, but still they've got the lead here and now a chance to add on to that lead if they can get points on this drive. 1st and 10 upcoming. Throwing on 1st down. Nix. And a quick throw here, that's complete. A gain of 5, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
One of the things you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
On 2nd down, Williams shoves him aside, and he works free. A solid stiff arm. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 43 yards rushing for him now, and he's carried the ball just 5 times.
We use the word relentless a lot with guys who are aggressive on the field. In this case, it really fits, doesn't it? How about his ability to break tackles and his feet never stop moving?
On 1st down, Nix. That's complete. It's Greg Dulcich. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll leave him with a 2nd and just a few inches left. 3 quarters in the books. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Welcome back now to Denver. It's Bronco football, and they also have the lead here as we get set for the 4th. On the counter, here's Williams. And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a 1st down.
I like that run right there, partner. Not the flashiest run, not the one that's going to break for big yardage, but he understands the situation, and taking care of the football, paramount, and he got it done.
Nursing that slim lead, you're exactly right. Hold on to that ball. They stick to the ground game on 1st down. It's Williams. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up.
I like a guy who understands the situation. I also like a guy who you look at him and you say, that looks like a guy who knows the coach is going to say, guess what? You drop this one, you'll be carrying around the training facility for an entire week.
Maybe flashback to high school or college, carrying it around campus, right?
The old gauntlet drill, right? Anyone get the ball out while he's sitting in class and bring it back to the coach? He's in big trouble.
Now he's going to swing this one out to his running back. And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36.
He's already proven to be a factor in the running game on this drive. Now he gets involved in the passing game.
I think what we're seeing here is the modern version of workhorse in the NFL, being able to run it and catch it with equal proficiency.
They'll run. It's McLaughlin. And he'll follow his blockers there all the way down to the 23-yard line. That one good for 13 and a Denver first down.
I think there's a fatigue factor that's kicking in defensively. You know the will is still strong, but I think the offense is starting to bend it just a little bit, don't you?
Yeah, absolutely. It's looked that way. We'll see if they can continue this already strong drive. On 1st and 10, Nix.
Well, a momentary speed bump there with that throw partner. The defense had other ideas, and they're trying to mount a small stand before this drive reaches the end zone.
Under 4 to go now as they come up on 2nd down. Off the play fake. Nix. Looking sideline, incomplete.
Well, it looked like a march to the end zone has hit a momentary roadblock with that incompletion. No need to panic. They just got to come up with a high percentage play call and see if they can get their offense back on track.
Another incompletion would certainly be ideal defensively. A big play now. This is 3rd and 10. Off play action. Nix. And he's going to go down. They sack him back right around the 30. Nick Bosa, his 2nd sack of the night.
We've watched this a long time, and I still don't believe we get it. 3rd and long. Why are you calling play action?
Yeah, because they're not going to bite defensively, right?
No, not at all. I did have a coach explain to me years ago that for some teams, that's how they have to deal with pass protection and their line blocking. But to me, it seems silly.
Yeah, well, they're silly. That leads to a play action sack. Well, from a defensive perspective, though, I think maybe they're saying, hey, we did what we needed to do and kept this a one-score game.
Yeah, without a doubt, because they were able to bleed some time off the clock, right? Put themselves in a good position, but it's not out of reach yet, okay? Being able to hold them to a field goal means that they do have a chance to come back and win this game.
Following the made field goal, Lutz to kick it away. Taylor decides not to try to return it, and this will come out to the 25-yard line. San Francisco set to go on offense once more. Last time out, you remember their drive stalled, but thanks to their kicker, booted a long field goal to at least get them 3. Now here they'll try to do better and find the end zone.
And in our experience, how much fun is it for coaches to know that they've got a kicker who can nail it from long distance? Now, the hard part is, as an offensive play caller, you don't want that in your head too much where you're relying on it, and he goes out and gets the job done for them. But I'm quite sure he would be content to just kick extra points from here on out.
Yeah, absolutely no question. I think his teammates would be okay with him just kicking the extra points as well.
One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
Connects with Kittle underneath. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. A gain of 10 and a 49er first down.
I like the design that we're seeing right there. This is what they need. Down by a touchdown here in the 4th. They just need to keep working their way downfield. And when they see openings, take their shots.
Purdy to throw it on first down.
And his throw's going to be incomplete. Easy to tell who they're targeting on this drive. He caught the first 2 passes, but then this time unable to hook up.
But I don't think that stops them from continuing to go back to him, do you?
No.
I mean, they've got a plan. They're trying to execute it.
And after that second catch, I saw him in the huddle. He said, hey, let's go back one more time. Didn't work there.
Purdy to throw again on 2nd and 10. That's over the middle and caught by Ayuk.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. 4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. So it's 49er football here as we get you reset. They come up on a 1st and 10, desperately needing a score here on what could be their final drive. They're unable to connect, but a late flag comes in. And the contact may have come too early. So the defense helping him out a little bit here late in the 4th.
Yeah, and you're exactly right. And when you're the one doing the chasing, you'll take a little help from the other guys, won't you?
McCaffrey following the penalty.
He fights forward for a modest 2-yard gain, 2nd down.
You know that old expression, it's not my night? It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play.
Throwing, Purdy.
Touchdown 49ers! George Kittle from 19 yards away.
And the 49ers are an extra point away from tying this game here in the final minutes.
Well, the hard part's done. Now they just need to split the posts, tie it up, but then their defense is going to have to hold up to send it to overtime.
Yeah, no matter what. I know there's an inclination in it when you have momentum to go for 2 here, but if you miss it, you don't give your defense a chance at all.
Plus, it's been a good game. I want to see overtime. I'm selfish.
You obviously don't have a flight to catch.
Tomorrow. Don't forget the extra point. It's up and good, and we are tied here in the 4th quarter.
Now this one setting up for a great finish. All tied in the 4th as the kick's away. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line. And the football going back over to the Denver Broncos. Well, partner, here it is. They've got the chance to win the game. You'd have to think they need to get it near the opposite 40 to have a chance to kick a game-winning field goal. We'll see what they can do.
And you're right about that, because if we look at it in macro, that's what it looks like. But I think in micro, the head coach has already asked the special teams coach, what is he feeling? What does he think? Where does he want the football? What's the yard line we have to get? And he's already relayed that to his quarterback and his offense. They know what the goal is. Now the key, can they get there?
Nick Bosa bringing the pressure yet again. That's his 3rd sack here tonight.
Well, if an offense is going to throw the ball on this part of the field, any pass rusher will tell you that's his favorite part. Gets a chance to get after the quarterback. It's almost like a reverse red zone. They can create points using their defense, and this time they take their man down.
They'll come up now on 2nd down.
From deep in their own territory, they look to throw. And he overshot him there. It's out of bounds, incomplete.
A big play needed, no doubt. 3rd and long.
Up the middle, it's Williams. And he'll get it up a little shy of the 15. They'll spot him down at the 14-yard line. The 49ers now going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game. Here's Riley Dixon now as he's on to punt for Denver. Now a fair catch taken just across midfield, maybe by a yard or two. Just 34 yards on the punt there, no return.
And they will take over 1st and 10. To throw is Purdy. And he'll dump this off to his running back, McCaffrey. Now San Francisco going to call their second timeout as they get it right at the 32nd mark of this fourth quarter. Well, this offense still has the one timeout here, remember. 1st and 10. Purdy to throw. He's got this complete to Ayuk on the out route. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8. 2nd and 2.
It drives some people crazy to see those short throws underneath. They got to find a way to gash the defense downfield.
They come up now on 2nd and 2. McCaffrey running up the middle. And he works it to the 30-yard line here, right at the 30. And now we'll get a timeout here. They're able to stop it with 1 second to go in this game. So it all comes down to the right foot of Jake Moody. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. And now it all rests on the right foot of their kicker. Into the wind. This is for the win. And this one is right down the middle. And Union Street will be hopping tonight. The 49ers have won it. Well, you really can't ask for much more than what we just had here. Not only a close game that went down to the wire, Charles, but a clean one, too. No turnovers in this contest.
And I think you're exactly right about that. To me, this is just a pair of offenses trying to find the slightest bit of separation from each other. And they were both hoping that the other side would make the big mistake first. But today, neither side made that mistake. And what we got, a very entertaining game throughout.
So that'll just about do it for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. From Denver, good night, everybody.